And this should be the last pallet. Man, Peterson's always works us real hard, but at the end of the day, I really feel accomplished here. I feel like we're actually doing some good. But for me, right now, I think a beer is in my near future here. As it is the end of the day on Friday, and now we can go home.
Well, that's another one in the books, eh, Herd?
You got that right, Roy. I'm looking to get out of here this weekend. This place takes a toll on me sometimes.
Well, I'm sure your grandfather has some work out on his farm in East Timbuktu or wherever that farm's located.
Iowa, and I'm not really sure I want that, to be honest, either. Seems like a lot of work to me. This is a lot of work, but that's a lifestyle.
Well, then I guess Peterson's it is until you die. Could die or collapse, or get smarter and quit, but we'll be here Monday until we die.
You're probably right, Roy. You're probably right, sadly. It's probably not as funny as I think.
All right, well then I'll talk to you, Herd. Have a good weekend.
All right, you too, man.
It's going to be hard to do for sure, and most of these farmers in the UMRV will likely take the opportunity to sell their farm.
You think so?
I do. Look, you guys are younger and selling a farm you own seems nuts. I get that. But for these old-timers out here, they've farmed season after season after season. And they're tired, and they're broke, and they're fed up with the industry as a whole. Just keeps getting harder every year to turn a profit.
Yeah, and Agmax not only knows that, they count on it. They see a bunch of frustrated farmers with a lot of land, and if they can control the price, they put the farmers out of business eventually, and then the developers come in.
And then that's when they make the real money.
I've looked these guys up. They might be selling some of that land. They're looking to farm it too. They just put a few towns out of business as far as agriculture is concerned. They're now in this town. Can you imagine that? One farm in the UMRV.
Yeah, and it's huge. Like, not the small farm stands and everything like that. It's not going to look nice. It's going to look more like a factory, and it's not really going to make anyone happy.
Well, the farmers here, like I said, it's why I think you can plan out a lot of them selling. The question is, what are we going to do? Herd, have you thought about if your grandfather's going to sell, if they send him the paperwork?
Not really. It's all happening pretty quickly. I'm not really sure if he'll sell or not. He does have the money, but, he has also liked the idea of me continuing the farm here.
Right, but the money that these guys are offering should probably change a few minds.
Well, right. I don't know. If he sells, then I guess I'll go get a job somewhere else. I don't know what else there is to do. I left my old job and really wasn't sure what I was doing coming out here anyway. There have been some days I thought I made a mistake, but I've really loved getting the farm back up and running and living out here, I don't know. I don't have enough money to buy another farm, that's for sure. What about you, Sam?
Well, I'm not sure what I'll do. I think the amount of cows I'm running at the moment isn't really competition for them, so they might leave me alone.
They want the farm and the land, Sam. They don't care about your cattle.
Fair point, but I don't know, guys. I've farmed this land a very long time, and I got a lot of great memories out here in the UMRV. It'll be tough to throw that all away, but if I don't do that, then I'm throwing away a lot of money at the same time. And I'm not getting any younger. I'm not so sure what's stupider.
Well, the decision is yours, Sam. I like having you as a neighbor, but if you take the money, I get it. Life is life, and money helps walk through that a little easier. Justin, how about you? You going to continue running the hauling business?
Yeah, I think I can do that full time soon. I'm picking up a couple hours elsewhere for hauling for other companies, but I'm not going to be affected by what Agmax does in the future. They've already put me here in this situation. Now, I just have to worry about getting my business on a steady foot.
Either way, I think we should all figure out what our futures are, because Agmax surely doesn't care to sit around and wait. It seems they've been here a very short time, and already they're rubbing a lot of farmers the wrong way.
Yeah, but the prices they're pitching are so low, I don't think people will stay away.
We'll have to see. Anyway, Herd, I got that tedder for you. I just need to scoop it up and I'll bring it up to your farm. Once we get out of here, that's what I'll be doing.
Great, thanks, Justin. Well, I'm about ready to get out of here anyway. I appreciate you guys meeting me down here for lunch.
No problem.
No problem, Herd.
All right, well, that was an interesting lunch at Kodiak with Sam and Justin, and honestly, I'm not really feeling too great about my future out here in the UMRV because my grandfather, it's a lot of money to turn away, and I know he likes the farm continuing and the family name, I do get that, but at the same time, he really hasn't come out here a lot. He hasn't really came out here once, and not really sure if he's missing it all that much, so I'm not really sure what is going to happen. What I do know is that I have a couple things that I've purchased here for the farm, so if everything goes haywire, at least I'll be able to sell that and get some of my money back, but a lot of it, you know, chicken food and chicken feed and things like that, I think will be going the wayside because I'm not sure who to resell that to. I don't even know who to give that to. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But we have to continue to farm like we are going to be here for the next 20 years because that's the only way to farm is just head down and continue to do it, and hopefully everything makes sense at the end of the day. But when there's a big corporation in town, when they are offering big money bids to farms around the area, then that kind of changes things a little bit. But either way, we are just going to continue to farm, and hopefully we are going to get into that field today. Justin said that he is going to get the tedder now, so barring something crazy, I think that we will be out in the field flipping the grass today, and I want to make that hay, obviously. That's why we're tedding it, so it's still just a waiting game. I'm very impatient, especially since I have the baler on the trailer. I promise I'm not trying to rhyme, but I have the baler on the trailer in the farm yard, so it's sitting there propped up, kind of mocking me. And I do want to get to use that because obviously the only way that we're going to make any money this year is by getting some bales. Like I said, the cows are probably going to be something I look at more into the winter when I have some more time to research them and to see what's going on. But I do know that cows will be in the future eventually, and I cannot wait for that, honestly. I feel like without the cows there on the farm, it's kind of a little empty. I do have the chickens, but they're really kind of hid behind the shed there, so they're kind of out of the way. Cows will be right there, so I can see them from my house, the pen that is. So it's empty now, and I would like to get some in, but right now I don't have any silage, I don't have any hay, I don't have any feed, I don't have any water, I don't have any way to transport water. So right now we are kind of stuck, and money, as you can only imagine, has been a limiter in, you know, getting these things done, because the limitations that no money puts on your farm plans is pretty significant. But either way, we are getting here to the farm, so let me drive home, and I got to get into the house because I got to grab a bunch of papers for Justin, but Justin said he would be right behind me. He left before me at Kodiak, so I'm expecting him any minute now. So we're going to get down to the farm, which is right there in the distance, and then we will get in the house, get some paperwork, and go out and greet Justin. Hopefully everything's good with the tedder, and hopefully I can get right out into the farm, or into the field, because I do want to flip that grass. I know that it's going to be nice the next couple days, so I do want to have that grass sitting there in the sun drying out completely. Because again, I'm really not that patient, and I know I need to be, but yeah, this is the first one, so I'm a little bit more anxious as well about it. But let me park this up, and I will pick this up once Justin's here. The conversation at lunch today really woke me up. What if my grandfather did sell this farm? Why wouldn't he? To let his grandson try and run something he'd never done before, or make a bunch of money for nothing. The truth was, I really like the UMRV, and in particular, McGregor. I like living here, and yeah, I could still live in town and get a job out here, but I think it'd be too hard to drive around and see the big corporation that put us out of business. I guess I'd be ignorant to think the paperwork wouldn't come at some point. I honestly just wanted it to come, get it over with. It's hard to plan for the future when the future is so uncertain. All I could do now is the same thing I've been doing since arriving in McGregor. I'd have to work hard and hope for the best. Alright, so Justin just pulled up and he has got the tedder, so I am going to just grab the tractor and get the tedder off, and then we'll go right into the field because, again, I want to get this done. I've mentioned many times I'm not patient, so we're not going to wait around, and yeah, that looks good. Looks like a good size. Just give me a second. I'm going to go get the tractor. Alright, so there's no need to talk to Justin for too long. We've already wasted too much time there. Well, not wasted, but, you know. In terms of farm production, we have wasted that time. But it was a pretty good day today as far as lunch is concerned. A lot to think about. A lot to think about in terms of our future. But like I said before on the way up, you know, we can't think like that. We just have to continue farming. We have to continue on like everything is okay and hope for the best, because that's all that we have in our control, at least. Now we're going to grab the tedder. Just make sure that everything is unstrapped here. There we go, or that would make for a very difficult time. Close that door up. Alright. Finally tedding this grass. And this will be the last thing. Obviously the next thing would be to windrow it once it is all looking like hay, and then we can bale it all up. And I haven't really thought much about the windrower yet, but I do have the baler, so at very least we're just gonna go many laps without the windrower. But I think Justin will be able to help us out, or maybe go down to the farm store. I don't really want to do that, but I'm finding that sometimes it might be something we have to do, and I feel like I'm falling into that trap that other towns have fallen into. But yeah, we'll just wave to Justin there. No need to talk. We have to get on with our day, and we are now finally in the field. Again, we are reminded of just all this spots where it didn't mow, but that's okay. The first one doesn't have to be perfect, but we will get some hay off of this. We will get some bales off of this, and that's all I really care about. So let's turn this on. Alright, and now we are on our way. I'm not really sure how long this is going to take. Honestly, I got everything that I needed to get out of the way for today done, so this is going to take up a good portion of the day. But what do you expect? It's a big field, and it's a good sized windrower, but it's not a huge windrower, so we're gonna need a little bit of time here. And I do not want to crush my fence there. I did a little bit, but they're strong posts. Okay, let's just say that. But yes, we are going around the perimeter here, and I'll probably end in the middle. That's kind of how I like to do things, especially if we're just flipping grass. It doesn't really matter, but yes, let me get on with this, and then hopefully we have enough bales to pay off all of our debt, which I'm not expecting. But I am expecting a good amount of bales here for the first cutting, so hope I'm not wrong there. on the final lap here, and this hasn't taken as long as I first thought that it would, which is always good to hear, and probably something I'm not going to say a lot in this series because I'm learning here. This is my first year farming, and I am going to mess up quite a bit, let me tell you that. But right now, I think we're doing good. I haven't broken anything, which is good. I probably shouldn't say that until we're done, but Justin came through and on a couple of things. The tedder, and he also came through on having a connection to where to buy the bales for a good amount of money. So I'm pretty happy with that, but I'm also just doing all of this work thinking, am I building a future or am I just mowing some other guy's yard? It's kind of how I feel. I'm not really sure. I should probably call my grandfather and let him know what's going on here. Let him know that somebody just moved into town and bought the farm store. Tell him what I'm hearing. See if he's hearing anything. I don't know. But I do know that that is done. The tedding is done. Let me just stop here real quick and fold this up. That's a nice tedder. I like that one. They got the job done pretty nicely, so I don't know. I'm limited with the amount of horsepower I have on this tractor. I don't know, I think it's only like 80 horse, so I can't really get a hold of the bigger equipment, but at the same time, you know, just a little bit more time, a couple more laps, and we'll have everything done just like everybody else. That's the way I look at it anyway. But let me get up here. And Justin has left. Wouldn't expect him to still be here, but just letting you know. And then we're going to drop this off over here. I will get to the power washer, but honestly, to be completely honest with you, I'm very hungry. So yeah, that was nice. That was a good time. Now we flip that grass, so it's drying in the sun, which is good. Like I said, it's going to be good a couple days from now. It will rain, but I think we can get that out of the way. I think it's like 6 days from now, something like that. So either way, don't quote me because I didn't check the weather. Let me check the mail real quick. Let me get over here and see what we got. Periodically, I do like to check and see if I have bills, but over here, when I put my hand in this thing, it usually costs me money. But let's see what we got here. Alright, that's junk. That's junk. What is this? Let's open this up. To whom it may concern, we are excited to announce that Agmax is coming to the UMRV. Located in McGregor, Agmax strives to help farmers across the country with their farming needs through equipment leasing and purchasing options, as well as everything a great farmer like yourself needs to make it in the world's best industry. Oh my goodness. We're writing this letter to thank you for your years of dedication to the industry and would love to speak with you regarding your farming needs and what Agmax can do with them. We would like to discuss them with you in person and we'll be reaching out in the next few weeks regarding the matter. Until then, please keep doing the world's greatest job and we'll keep doing our best to help farmers like yourself continue to get the work done. Oh my goodness. Reaching out to me to talk in person. That sounds fun. Oh my gosh. Alright, let me call Sam real quick. I have to give Sam a call and see if he got something else.
Hey, Herd.
Hey Sam, did you get anything in the mail today from Agmax?
Agmax? No, why?
I just got this thing in the mail, a bunch of salesy speak, and then telling me that they're going to reach out to me in the next few weeks.
Well, or reaching out to your grandfather, most likely, right? He owns the land.
Right, correct.
Well, I know I asked you this earlier, but now it seems appropriate again. You think he's gonna sell?
Couldn't tell you. Guess I'll find out soon.